Good morning, everybody. So today I've got a new spooky tutorial for you. Well, this one's spooky. So sorry I'm a little late for Halloween, but that's okay because I got the content I've been working on. And I'm going to show you today how I take my animations from Procreate and I'm going to put them onto Procreate Dream and we're going to animate a scene today. So we're gonna go out to the gallery and we're gonna go select this cool artwork I made. This is just like a little foreshadowing scene for this new other part of a series I'm going to make that is going to merge with another series I'm going to make. So we have this really scared looking character and he has all these little parts breaking down into layers here. So like his arm is like a solid layer and his body and his eyes are all suctioned off, but I just need to fill them with color and then we can take this over to Procreate Dream and we can get this animated. Okay, so I'm going to merge all my backgrounds together. So now we've got this creepy looking tree. And now we're going to focus on, I think this is my sketch layer. So I think I can delete that. Yeah. So this was my sketch, which in all drawings, it's good to start out with a sketch. And I think this was also a sketch. So I'd sketch these. And now we've already lined these, so we can delete these. Goodbye, sketches. All right, now on to this creepy creature. Let's see, I think I wanted it to be like a bluish creepy color. Okay, so for this body shape, I need to duplicate this and I need to see where the arms go. So when you have this strange kind of open shapes, if I turn off the head you can see it more. You can tell that this is like just a totally open shape. We're going to place where the arms and the head goes. We're going to take our stable brush and we're going to take this color and we're going to run it around these areas and close off our shape. We're gonna be able to drop in the color. Ooh, that looks really cool. This actually needs to be our bottom layer. There we go. Wow, this is looking cool. So the head's gonna be pretty easy. So we're gonna duplicate this layer, go to the underneath layer, and then we're going to drop in our color. That should be a closed shape. There we go. You can tell that we got it all if we do this. Just double check we get all those little spots. We don't want any light shining through when he's moving around. We're going to animate this character. He's got some spooky eyes. Okay, there's all those little nooks and crannies sealed up. Now let's do the arms. So we're going to go with this right arm. Let's turn off the left one so we can see. Okay, so we're going to go in and just... So this arm is going to need to be placed in front of the body but behind the head. So we're going to need to... see, let's turn this off for a second. So you're going to want to kind of like give it a bubble of color around it. So in case if it's moving, there won't be like little empty spots of color. You see what I mean? The circle, we'll give it a half circle. And that closes off our shape so that we can finally fill it in. So we gotta, oops, I forgot to drag this part. Gotta keep them together. Your two line arts, you gotta keep them together. There we go. Ooh, this is looking cool. This is my favorite color for claws and teeth. There we go, multiple colors there. Now what color should we do for its ripped clothes? Like a light tan. That looks cool. Ooh, scary. Wow, look, we got one solid arm. And then we're gonna do the left arm. So we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna take our color and we're gonna make a little circle, a semicircle. Back to the arm. See those white little, see these? So that means that our threshold might not be completely thick enough. So we need to drag and then we need to hold until we see at the top that threshold line. We need to open it up a bit. And then you see, it filled a lot better. We could do a little bit more. Let's do it one more time. So more, let's go. That one, that looks good. All right, so then we just gotta keep going, keep feeling. Ooh, that looks cool. Okay, so he's got his blue color now. So now we just need to focus on getting his mouth colors. Oh, and this arm is actually in front of the face, so we need to move that behind the face. So select them both. Pick them up and scooch them. There we go. Once we get the coloring to the way we like it, we're going to probably merge all these layers. Like the arms are going to be merged, and then the belly's going to be merged, and the head's going to be merged with this topper line art. But for right now, we're going to just keep coloring until we like the way we have it. So I was thinking with this purpley face, let's go with like a marooner nose. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Because the bears in they are bears. I have like a special species name for them. They're called periwinkles, which is just kind of like a fun name I came up with as a kid. And it's just some funny name. Okay. I like this color. Whoop. Sometimes it doesn't like it when you drop color on top of color you've already laid. So sometimes you need to do this and you go and you've dragged down the threshold just a little bit and undo, and then maybe by the next time. No, still just unhappy. That's why we always go for the backup, and if you needed to color something again, you can go to duplicate your top line art, and then you can drop it on top again. So it's like a whole fresh new line art just for the nose. Ooh, look at that scary mouth. Whoa, super scary. Ah, that's not a closed line there. So we'll close it. So now I need to open my threshold back open again. Sometimes you try to drop the threshold and then you run out of screen space to push it. There we go. All right. Ooh, this is looking cool. Yeah. Okay, then we got another closed shape we need to close here. Maybe it's saliva. I don't know. Let's make it saliva-like. Put the color of the tongue on a little bit on that part. And then we'll add some white to it. And we can actually go in with this blue color. Maybe we'll make a whole new layer on top of our line art. And we'll actually like do some little spiddlies. Okay, this is looking super scary. Ooh, he's got a very scary mouth. One thing I might do is add a little darkness to his maw. So I'm gonna, oops, it's too big. There we go. It just looks too open mouthed there. Yeah, it's a little darkness. That looks good. All right, time for the eyes. I was thinking some kind of a red color. So I'm thinking super red for the inner eye here. Woo, we're not on the right layer. Okay, this layer, but let's just make a new layer in case it goofs it up again. So there's the red we got. And then it's gonna be kind of like a Cheshire cat's eyes. Some like redder colors there. Ooh, that looks really spooky. Okay, we're gonna go to our top line art and we're gonna get some white. We're gonna give it some flashes. Oh, wrong brush. The most stable brush. And go just do some flashes. Oh, we're not on the top layer. Oh, there's an even topper layer. There we go. Yeah, with evil creatures, it looks really good to just give them splashes of color instead of like round little eye dots, because eye dots are innocent looking. So if it's an innocent creature, you give it little big whitey eye dots. And if it's something evil, you give it like slashy eye dots. Man, that looks really cool. All right, there we have the coloring of this creature. I'm going to keep it simple because it's probably going to be in a lot of darkness. I'm going to add some more coloring to the scene once we get to that part. So I actually love it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to merge this all down. So we're going to go merge down, merge down, merge down, merge down, merge down. And while we have the full head is all one layer. And then we're going to take the arm, we're going to merge that down. So that's just one whole layer. Then we're going to merge this arm down. So it's one whole layer. And we're going to merge down. All right. That looks really cool. There's our spooky guy. So I'm going to select them all and I'm going to put them in a group. And so that is now our spooky guy. All right, now let's get to our scared guy. So we're going to turn this guy off for a second so we can focus on him. So I had these eyes, but then I think I redrew them, so I actually don't need... Let's see. I don't think I need this head at all because I just redrew the eyes completely. Okay, so we got this head. Let's duplicate this. So now we got two of those. We're gonna go to our canvas, go to reference, and then I'm gonna go and put in my reference that I have in my favorites here. There's a whole bunch of other characters I might be making soon. But here he is. Oh, so cute, so purpley. Okay, let's see. So we're on the right layer. So we're gonna grab his color, drop it in, get the ear color, drop that in, go get his, do I have it teeth color for him? Or is it just the... Okay. Super cool, super cool. All right. So I'm gonna wait a second before I add that. We're going to duplicate this set of eyes, and we're gonna, since they're open shapes, we gotta draw the circles ourselves to close it. Oops, wrong brush. So my thing with drawing circles, if you hold too long, you're going to end up with, like, if you try to go slower, the slower you are with drawing circles, and especially if your brush has smoothness, it's best to just go fast. Go fast, and if you don't like it, you just do it again and again until you like it. That's what my my thing is with drawing stuff that's it's a circular shape. The slower you're at it, the more complex it's gonna get. Okay, there we go. So now our lines are closed there. We're gonna drop in the color. And then we're gonna go in, zoom in, grab his eye color there. Drop that one in. We did a little much over on there. Oop. Oh, that's looking cute. Stressed. He's got some stressed eyes. Okay, and now we're going to add the whites to his eyes. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to white. Also, another tip for doing eye dots, I always do like a super skinnier dot when it's a stressful situation. And if it's like a happy situation, you would go full circle-y to make it more happy, but he's scared, so we're gonna do thin. Oh, so cute. I actually noticed that his eye is kind of overlapping his hair, so we might need to scooch them down a bit. Just a smidge. Here we go. Okay, that's so cute. Oh, he does have one little, like, anxiety. Anxiety little droplet. So let's just get it, like, a little bit of opacity there. Cute. All right. So next we're going to do his other pair of eyes. So we're going to merge those together. And then we're going to go and select this pair of eyes. We're going to do the same thing.
I'm going to go back to zoom again. And these are close shapes, so that will be faster. Cool.
Okay, so a cool way to do a shape if you're not knowing how to do it is you just hold for a minute and then it'll become your own ellipse tool. There we go, that's better. Might not be as skinny as the other ones, so we might just need to transform it. Distort it. Eye dots are tricky sometimes. That looks good. Okay, we're gonna duplicate this. We're gonna take our transform tool and we're gonna flip it. So we click on flip horizontally. We're gonna drag it over here. Sorry if you hear snoring. That's my little puppy. She's having a nice nap. All right, look at that. We got our eyes. So we're gonna merge these down till we get all on one layer. And I just realized I forgot to put the nose dot on this one. So cool. All right. Looks very good. So I think we will merge this head together. So now we got the head all in one layer. We got the eyes on one layer each. So his eyes can go like this, and they can go like that. And then we have this layer. I think all we need to do is make this droplet the same color as this one. Turn those off. Yeah, super easy. Okay, when we can merge those. Okay, time for his body. So zoom out on his reference here. It's kind of got a light greenish shirt. Oh, kind of blue, light blue. All right, so his body actually is in the wrong spot. It needs to be behind his head, because otherwise we'll just see this strange little nubby. And that would be so disturbing. So his nubby is behind his head, so that if he moved his head in a way, it would be like you wouldn't see nothing behind it if it was just lopped off at the top. So that's why we have that little nubby. It'll help more in the animation process. Okay, we don't need the head right now. So we grab the t-shirt color. I'm gonna drag that in. Make sure we get all the sleeves and this inner lining here. So cool. Okay, now we do his scarf, which is kind of like a multicolored stripy scarf. It's super cute. I had some ideas for it that, so Griff, he lives in this like magical world. Sorry, yeah, his name is Griff. And he has the ability to make magic stuff. And I was thinking maybe this is like an enchanted scarf and it actually has its like own personality. I think that'd be cool. Kind of like Doctor Strange and his magic cloak that has a personality. That would be kind of cool. It's still an idea right now, but it would be fun. So we're gonna make these cute little stripies. I'm just so excited to be making all these new animated series. This is something I've been really wanting to do for years and years. So this is just a dream come true when I can finally make these things happen. So I've been like having these ideas in sketchbooks since I was like 12 or 11, and just now I've been able to achieve the artistic talent that I've been hoping for a long time, and it's just unlocked now. And I've been able to do this awesome stuff. So I'm just so happy that you guys are here to support me and watch my cool videos, and I'm just so grateful. Okay, so there we go. We colored the body the way we wanted. So we're gonna merge that down. That looks good. A little strange, but it will make sense when it's got a head on it. So this is his arm. It doesn't need to be in front of the head, so we'll put it behind the head. We'll duplicate it. Let's turn off the body so we can see behind the arm. Go to our bottom layer. Okay, that looks cool. Merge down. All right, so now we've got our character. We have him fully made up now. Let's see him all in his glory. Aw, so cute. So cute. So interesting. All right. Is his hand a little too small? It looks a little bit. We're going to transform that one a bit. Maybe a bit bigger. There we go. Looks a little bit bigger. That looks pretty good. So we're going to keep that one floating a little bit, because if we drag it off the screen, oops, if we drag it off here and let go, it's going to be gone. So we're going to keep it a little bit away from the edge. Okay, so now we're going to select our character and group him. And now we have our scary scene. Woo. So I'm going to add a few more elements, like a glow. So in this scene, he's kind of like walking through a forest in the morning. And it's super dark because of the trees. But he's going to walk into some sunlight soon. That's the only reason why this thing doesn't eat him. Because he's my main character, so he doesn't actually die. So maybe like he's in the light. Make sure this is on a totally separate layer. Don't ruin all your line art. Maybe it's just like just barely touching him. This like ray of sunlight is just like up ahead. And then we got the darkness. Let's do something similar to his colors, so it like merges with him. So basically I'm just going to drag it on and erase out. Oops. Erase softly out our shape here. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to go to the little magic wand tool. We're going to go to gradient blur. There we go. We're going to blend that a bit. Now we're going to turn this down. And we might go to like one of these. Let's do... Ooh, I like hard light. That looks cool. Haha. That looks really cool. So we're going to make this one also kind of blurry. That was good. And we're going to do the light. We're going to mess with the light on that one too. That looks good. Okay. Alright. Spoopy. So spoopy. Okay, this is pretty much how I like it. So now we're going to take it and we're going to put it over in our Procreate Dream. So we're going to go up to our wrench tool here. We're going to go to share, and usually you would go with PNG or JPEG, but we're actually going to go to Procreate. And this is going to save this as a Procreate file, and you're going to want to save this to your files in a file folder that you know where to find it. And we're going to call this Scary. And we're going to push save, and then it saves. And we're going to go out, and we're going to go to Procreate Dream. This is a project I was working on. And we're going to say new. And I always go with square in case I want to turn this into a short. So we're going to go to empty. Okay, so important thing before you get started and dropping things in there, you get to make sure that your frame rate is acceptable. So we're going to want to do a 12 FPS. So frames per second. So we're going to do that, and we need the seconds. I don't think this is going to be any longer than like 5 seconds. This is a really, really short little scene here. So we're gonna go and say maybe 2000 is my favorite file size. I don't like 3000s. So 2000 by 2000. And we're gonna say done. And there's our perfect little box there. And we want to add our file. So we're gonna go to the little plus sign here and click file. And we're gonna go look for our scary scene. There we go. We're gonna open this up. Ooh, looks good. All right, we're gonna zoom in, zoom in. So right now it is just one entire thing right there. So that won't help us animate, so we need to click on it. Actually, first we need to size it to the way we like it. Size your stuff while it's all one thing so that you can get them all moving at the same time. So just barely, you want it barely overlapping that edge, because if it's like a little bit over the edge, you're going to see a little bit of white in your video, and that would not be good. So completely like overlap it on all edges. Best to lose a little bit of your material than to have a big white line in your video. So we're going to hold on this and we're going to say convert layers to tracks. And that's what makes all of our Procreate layers into little slices, which is so cool. And every creature we made is in a group, and we can open those groups up individually. So this is our background layer, which looks pretty cool, I think. Let me turn these off so I can tell. We might not have completely had a color there. So we might need to. So if you click over here on these little numbers here in this corner, you can change your background color, and I'm gonna make it really dark. So it like, see this little beam? I feel like it didn't completely color correctly. So we're going to go and just make it dark. Here we go. Now we don't see that. That looks good. If we turn this off, we just see that dark color. So we are going to do 5 seconds, and this is all our film. So this is going to stay the whole time, this background. And now we need to go and break up our... Actually, probably in this kind of an animation, we don't need to break up our things. So let's start with the bear. So I feel like in this, he's going to be kind of like moving, like he's following behind Griff, and kind of like moving his arms up to like an attack position. So we are going to, first we're going to move the group. So we're going to go here, go out of the group, zoom to 0, go to the 0 on the timeline, and click on your group. And when it's pink, that means it's selected. So we're going to go to this actions. We're going to go to move and scale. So we're going to be moving and scaling him. And this is like adding little things to our... So this is called the timeline. So down here, so once you've moved it, it will add a little time croppy thing. So we're going to make him, so maybe in the beginning he's actually further away. So let's do that again. So we're going to actually do it before we say to do that. And we're going to make him grow as it gets closer to the end. So we're going to go to move and scale. So that always makes sure like that's where we started from, and this is where we go to. So he's going to grow larger. Scary. So let's play that and see what it looks like. So, ooh, he's growing larger. And then by the end, I want him to be really, really close. Almost like he's filling up the whole scene. Okay, let's play that and see what that is. Maybe we have too long of a clip here. Okay, no, 5 seconds is good. All right, so he's like, woo, and then he stops, and then he comes a little closer up. Like, that looks cool. So we can do further by making him look like he's taking footsteps. So we're gonna drag him down, and then you see it makes a little thing there, and then we can make it look like he's dragged up. So that looks kind of like a footstep. See that? That looks pretty cool.
And then we can make him look like he took another footstep. So footstep, footstep, footstep. Zoom back over here. Footstep here. And then a footstep here. So I'm just dragging him forward and I'm dragging him back. And then one more footstep I'm thinking.
That looks so cool. Okay, now let's see what his footsteps look like in case we need to fix something. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. That looks so cool. It looks really cool. So one thing I might want to do is turn down the frame rate just a smidge to see what it looks like in 10 frames per second. So let's see what that looks like. Does it make it look more choppy or less choppy? Let's see. Let's do more like 6 frames per second. Looks a little bit better. Maybe 6 is too slow. Let's go 8 frames per second. Oh, that looks really good, I think. Okay. Let's see. Now we're going to try and do a thing where we're going to move the arms up. So we're gonna go to move and scale. We're gonna start with our shape down. And then we're gonna go to the end, and by the end, I want his arms to be up. So we're gonna go to this little 3 dots in the corner. We're gonna make sure we edit our anchor. And where his anchor point should be is like where his arm is moving from. So that when you're moving your object, it should be moving from like where it's connected. So his arm is connected from his shoulder. So we're gonna be moving it up like this. And look at that, it actually looks like it's part of him. That looks really cool. That looks so cool. All right, so now if we play it, his arm will slowly raise. Which looks so cool. Ooh, so scary. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna go to move, scale. We're gonna leave that one there because that's our beginning point. And then we're going to move our end point, and we're going to make sure we move our anchor. It's always in the middle sometimes. Sometimes it's just randomly out in the middle of nowhere. But you need to make sure you put it right there on the shoulder. And then we're going to click on these little red dots until you see this little wiggly line. And then you're going to want to rotate out from there. looks so cool. Okay, that's really spooky. All right, now we're gonna do his head. So I'm thinking with his head, we might have it up and it comes down. So we're gonna start with his head up and then move with his head down. So we're gonna go and actually click it before we go to the move and scale. We're gonna take it to the place we want it to start at. So I want his head to start like that. And maybe his head would actually go up. So let's actually start with it down. We're gonna go move and scale. Maybe it should actually go up by the end. No, we should do the opposite. Yeah, looks better up from the farther away point. Okay, move and scale, and then we'll go to the end. We're gonna make it down. Rotate it just a smidge. Creepy. So creepy. He's gonna get a little droplet of slobber on his face. Dun, 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 dun. He almost looks like a creepy animatronic. Griff is so in trouble. Oh my goodness, so scary. Alright, so now we're pretty much done with him. I might make some few adjustments, but we'll see. So we're going to make Griff, and we're going to have him be moving first. Let's focus on the moving part of him. So where we want him to start, that looks pretty good, I think. So we'll just go to move and scale, and then we're going to just go to the end and click on that, and we'll make him bigger because he's moving. Clench your little book, Griff. I'm scared. Okay, and then we're gonna make his footsteps be kind of similar to this bear behind him. So wherever you see a footstep, we're gonna also be taking a footstep. And kind of go the opposite direction that the thing goes. So he goes this way. Oops. Make sure you drop down in there. If you notice your creature's, your thing you have selected isn't moving around, it probably is because it's trying to go to this little actiony tool. But you need to just stay on the moving tool. Oops, we don't want to scale him at all. Just trying to take his little footsteps. Do you take two footsteps so close together? I'm just so scared and unexpecting. Okay. All right, so now we got Griff moving. So I'm going to start showing you how to do the eyes and how you're going to make those look realistic. They're like blinking. So we're at the 1 to 2 second range here. So we're going to splice these up. So I go to the action tool and we go to edit and splice. I'm going to split all these. And we're going to delete all the longer forms of it because we're going to make a bunch of these in order. So we're just splitting the eyeballs right now. And if you had mouse that you needed to move, you would do the same thing. So I'm going to start the scene off. We're going to turn these off so we can see for a second. With his eyes closed. And it's only going to be for a second. And then he's going to have his eyes half open for a little bit. And then he's going to have his eyes fully open. And when you have a bunch of these invisible little tracks here, you need to probably delete them because they're going to confuse you. So we're going to turn those on, and now his eyes open. And we're going to keep his eyes open for a few seconds, and then he's probably going to blink again because he's really nervous. Go about 3 seconds. And then we're going to go to this, and we're going to copy this. And then we're going to paste. And it could probably actually be a little faster this time. We're going to get our closed eyes, and we're going to put them down here. Paste. So we're copying and pasting. And with this, you're going to want to get the closed eyes, half closed eyes again. And then we're going to put the full eyes in. So then it kind of goes from like, see, that looks more like a full blink there. That looks so good. And maybe one more blink, and then we'll probably just leave it. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and then copy, paste. All right, now let's play this. Maybe we'll just leave it on closed. And maybe we'll move that closer to the end. So let's see. Make this. Still keep that one tiny. So let's play this. So he's like feeling really scared. Awesome. Okay, now we might want to move his little book arm. So see, it's kind of like floating in the middle of him. We're going to want it to be moved, but not transformed into a movement yet. So we're just going to drag it. And here we go. It looks more like his arm. And I might want to actually start with it down. So we're going to make the anchor point be where it moves from. And then we're going to move his arm like holding it down, and then he's going to clench it up as he moves. So we're going to go to move and scale, and then he's going to bring it up before the end. Yeah, there we go. He's like clenching my book. And maybe he's like, gotta move that action away. So cool. All right. I think I've moved all the parts that I can. And I think the only thing is to turn on the lights. Okay. And maybe the lights need to move with them. So let's see. We're going to work in groups. So we're obviously in a huge group. This is like our whole scene, obviously. So we don't need to mess with that. But we're going to grab this this thing right here, this actually helps you make groups. So if you draw on your groups, it'll have this little pink cursor, and the images that you're trying to group together, you're going to want to lasso them together. This deselects it, it selects it, and then it can deselect it if you go over it again. So when they're pink, then you can hold on them and you can do group. So now they're a group, and you want to select off this tool because it blocks a lot of things from moving. So we're going to delete these empty tracks that it left behind, and we're going to select our group. I'm actually going to scale it way up before we move it, so that when we're moving it, it kind of moves. So we're going to start with the light farther away, maybe even more bigger. There we go. So we got to make sure, keep it in the scene, or else it will look like it chopped off there, the top. So we're going to start with it there. We're going to go move and scale. And by the end, the light should be like almost completely illuminating Griff. And that's kind of why he's blinking. And there we go. So one thing, if you don't like how it's blending, you can also go to this and we can move around with the blending again. I am not so happy with So another thing you can do, you can go into this draw pen, which actually helps you to draw everything, but you can see it as a layer if you go into here, and you can turn down the opacity, and I think this is where you mess with it. It doesn't seem to want to be doing anything. Okay, well. Oh, it does something there. Okay, I think that's how we'll leave it. All right, let's click off that. Alrighty, so let's play the scene and see how it looks. Ooh, that looks so cool. Oh my goodness, I love it. It's so spooky. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed me animating this. And so now I'm going to go and I'm just going to save this. So we're going to go to share, and we're going to go to custom settings, and we're going to go to the rescale. I always rescale it to 180. And then we're going to export. And then a little menu comes up and you're going to say save video. There we go. So we're going to go to our library and we're going to be able to click on it and play it. Ooh, so scary. One more time. Let's play it again. Ooh, well, that's pretty terrifying. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please subscribe. And if you guys have any content that you think I should make for you, like on how to do a certain project in Procreate or Procreate Dream, please let me know. I could do a video on how to do a hand-drawn animation in there or something more like that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and please continue watching my Knights of the Burning Star animation if you want to see this cool character Griff. He's going to be coming soon in the next like 4 or 5 episodes. So please keep watching, and thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye!